Yo, what to do, everybody? What to do? What to do? It's your boy Calico TV. Hey, the Durag Gang. Chest last for you, and yo crew. Back with another video. What $1 gets you around the world by information? What is it called again? I forgot what this YouTube channel is called. They got some great shit on here. Infographic show. Infographic show. The infographic show. Okay. Now, I know you guys probably wondering, yo, why are you giving us all these information videos? I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of just stumbled upon this one as well. And I'm kind of curious to what $1 can get you in other worlds. Now, I've been to mad countries. I have been to Japan the most though. And I would say, well, $1 gets you in Japan, I don't remember. Because I didn't even spend $1 in Japan. I was spending hundreds of dollars in Japan, okay? I was spending hundreds of dollars, but I felt like I bought more shit out there than I ever did here. I still got mad clothes that I bought there. I didn't buy no shoes there, but that's because I couldn't really be on liberty too much. You know what I mean? But when I was in Japan, it felt like the money was, I don't even know the currency. Like, I don't know what the currency was. So I felt like I spent less money, but more money in Japan. Like less money in America, but more money there. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense. But I'm kind of curious to see what $1 gets you in other countries, man. Let me know if you guys been to any other country, man. I would love to. One country I would love to go to is Santorini, Greece. And you guys probably heard it in the Rick Ross song. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. And that's one of my favorite places to go right now. I would love to go to Santorini, Greece, or even retire there, man. I mean, it just looks absolutely amazing. It looks peaceful. It looks like they like black folks. You feel me? It looks like I'm welcome there. Yeah, anywhere but United States of America. But let's get into the video.
Quarantine's over, and you can't wait to travel.
Quarantine is over, and let me. Oh shoot, that's Discord. Let me tell you guys another thing too, man. When I tell you the price of shit has gone up, dog, it's gone up so much that you can't even get a certain amount of salary on a job anymore. You have to get a $15 an hour job, and that's minimum wage now. You feel? I think 15 is minimum wage. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it is, because boy, oh boy, when I tell you shit is expensive, dog, every time I step outside, there's $100 gone. You feel me? Good Lord, yeah, outside is $100. That's why I stick my buns up inside, because if I step outside, I'm spending at least $1,000 in a day. Damn.
But you're broke. Lucky for you, today we're going to tell you just how far your dollar can stretch all over the world.
Please tell me.
Let's start with something called the Big Mac Index, which tells you how much you pay for this super calorific layered sandwich all over the world.
I don't eat Big Macs no more, so I don't really
give
care.
An idea about how expensive a country is. If you have little cash in the bank for your vacation, you might want to skip your trip to Switzerland, which comes right at the top of the index. A Big Mac there costs you a whopping $7.29, at least as of January 2021. Sweetie.
So if it's $7.29, isn't it Big Mac? How much is Big Mac in America? It's like $5 here? I don't know. I haven't ate McDonald's, man. I haven't ate McDonald's in years, so I don't know how much a Big Mac really costs here.
And in Norway come next, but what might surprise you is the US is in 4th place. The home of the Big Mac isn't cheap. We looked at DoorDash for an area in New York called Crown Heights, and even fries were $2.27. A Big Mac was $6.60, and so for $1 you can't really get much. You can, however, buy 2 cookies, since they're 49 cents each. If you head over to Russia, you can get yourself a Big Mac for just $1.88. We used an online delivery website again to see what we might buy for just $1. For about $1, you can get the egg and cheese muffin, which isn't bad at all. At least it beats a couple of cookies. For just over $1, you can also get 2 cheese muffins. You can get rolls with cottage cheese and a big tub of oatmeal, both for around $1 each. You can also get your fries for under $1, and you can wash them down with a large Coke, which costs pretty much $1 exactly. That's the same cost as a large Coke in South Africa. Just to put things in perspective, we tried to buy some Mackie D's in Leeds, and that egg and cheese muffin was almost 3 times more expensive than it was in Russia. There was nothing on the menu for less than $1, not even what the English call fizzy drinks. A single espresso was the cheapest thing we saw, coming in at $1.11. Those Yorkshire men and women sure have to work hard for their scran. Lastly, we headed over to McDonald's in Thailand, a country where today you can walk down the street and get a plate of rice with some stir-fried chicken and basil for about $1.
Oh, man, I'm moving to Thailand, dog. I can get me some rice, some stir-fried rice and fried chicken for $1? Bro, hey, man, yeah, hey, look, we need to move to Thailand, man. Hell yeah, man, we can get rice, We can get stir-fried rice and fried chicken for $1. Hey, man, let me know. Let me know. My bags is packed. My bag is still packed from Miami. My shit is packed. I'm ready to go. Shit. I'm moving to Thailand, man. $1?
This dish is arguably the most eaten dish in the country.
Boy, what?
Sometimes it might cost about 40 baht though, which is over $1. At the Thai McDonald's, you can get a corn pie for under $1 and also an Oreo McFlurry and a chocolate sundae. As for drinks, we couldn't find any for under $1.
I need to get the hell
We
out of the
visited
US.
websites where people that call themselves digital nomads talk about living abroad, including costs. It seems these days there are many of these folks, since working outside of an office has become the norm for so many people.
Yeah.
We were told that Ukraine is a fabulous place to work, and it is
Really?
very, very cheap. We are also just going to say here that prices
See,
vary.
they be like, this shit is, you know what I mean, cool and whatnot, but I look at it as a different, I look at it, man, do they like black folks? Am I gonna get out there and get messed up, you feel me? Am I gonna get out there and get kidnapped? That's what I be worried about. I'm worried about if I just walk to the store, I get kidnapped because I'm my skin color, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know it's crazy. It ain't as good in the U.S., but at least you might not get jacked up in the, like, your chances of getting, you know what I mean, kidnapped because of your color in United States is, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's lower than these other countries. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? I don't know the numbers on that, so I ain't gonna say no numbers, but I want to say it's lower than some of these other countries.
From city to city in
Especially
most countries,
Russia.
but
Pretty
expat
sure they'd jack
websites
my
will
ass
give you
up in Russia.
average costs. In Ukraine, you can get a beer for about $1, or you could get 2 cans of Coke
That's
instead.
why they be in the
that
pub.
same website told us that in the U.S., that same amount of beer costs $5.
$5.
Ukraine shops might charge you about $1 for 12
for
eggs,
6
which again
packs of
is far
Coronas.
cheaper than the U.S. For just under
The
$1, you
little
can also
ones.
get 1 kilo of rice or a kilo of apples or bananas. To fill
I don't
up,
even know what
you
a
could also
kg
buy
is.
2
What
kilos of
kilos is?
potatoes.
That's a
Again,
lot.
just to give you an idea of how cheap this is, in the U.S., in some places, you'll pay about $2.50 for 1 kilo of potatoes.
Boy.
Okay, now something for all you folks out there that embrace your so-called bad habits. If you like beer and you aren't rich, don't bother visiting Qatar, where half a liter of beer is over $12. If you want a
Damn.
beer for $1 or less, you might have to stay out of most of Europe, and to be fair, most of the world. But if you go to the countries of Colombia, Paraguay, Armenia, Vietnam, Ethiopia, and Nigeria,
Why am
you
I
can
going to
easily
Vietnam?
buy half a liter of beer in a restaurant for under $1. As for another
Ain't
bad
bad.
habit, smoking, you'd have to be positively wealthy to get through a pack of Marlboros in a day in some nations. In Australia, one pack costs
I
a
don't smoke.
whopping $27 US. In the UK, it's $15,
Yeah,
and in the
cigarettes is
US, it's
expensive
$8.
here.
In Vietnam, that same pack will cost you just over $1, and in Nigeria and Kazakhstan, you're looking at pretty much $1 a pack, give or take.
Don't let Ron Ron hear you that you could buy a pack of cigarettes for $1. Don't let Ron Ron hear this shit, because boy, whoa, $1 for a pack of Marlboros? No, that's why they be selling them for the
Few cents. As for wine, that can also set you back in a lot of countries. Even some places where some things are cheap, such as Thailand and Indonesia, wine is prohibitively expensive. A pretty low standard of wine in the former will cost you about $20, and in the latter country
Jeez.
about $15 if you buy from a shop. One of the reasons for this is the import tax and the fact that so many wines are imported. Usually, you'll be paying in the region of 4 times more than the country where the wine came from. If you want
of course
good wines for $1 a glass, buy the bottle in the country it's made.
Okay,
So what about the other popular drink that your car can't get enough of? Gasoline.
Gas.
It's pretty expensive in Hong Kong at
Really?
$2.30 a liter.
Damn.
But then who wants to drive in a city that looks like a real-life version of the game Mousetrap?
Exactly.
In Australia, where you can drive for hours and hours and not see another car, a liter costs about $1. In the US, you'll pay way less than $1 for a liter. The US actually has relatively very cheap
Really?
gas. But if you want gasoline so cheap you'll want to take the stuff home with you, go to Libya, where you can get almost 10 liters for $1. In Algeria, Kuwait, and Nigeria, you can get almost 3 liters for $1. In Qatar and Saudi Arabia, you can buy 2 liters of gas for $1 and walk away with some change in your pocket. In Iraq
Damn.
and Malaysia, for 2 liters, you might have to use your entire dollar. Okay, so now let's imagine
Ain't
you're going
bad.
to travel abroad and work, and you want to make your money go far. First of all, what so many budding
Flying to
digital
other
nomads
countries is
don't get
expensive.
is, sure, you can live like a local for very cheap in many countries, but
Yeah.
if you want a modern condo, Western food, and you want to dine out, well, life might not be cheap at all, or at least not as inexpensive as you thought it would be.
Right.
Still, some things might save you money, and one of them is transportation costs. Ask any Londoner who's got a long commute and needs to pay for a parking spot about their travel costs. It ain't cheap. English trains, too. What's up with them being so damn expensive?
Right, exactly.
Then you have taxis, which are often quite the luxury in parts of Europe. But if you head to parts of South Asia, you can get around pretty cheaply. The average cost for a 1-kilometer taxi tariff in Germany is about $2.50. In the US, it's about $1.60.
Is that good?
And it's a bit more in the UK.
I never take. One thing about I never taken a taxi before. I never got in a taxi. I don't know what it is. Like, I almost got in a taxi. No, I lied. I did get in a taxi before. I freaking lied. I got in a taxi when I went to San Diego for training. I lied. Yeah, I did. And they took the card. Yep, I remember that shit.
Beautiful Croatia, it's only about $1. It's a similar cost in Palestine, South Africa, and Nigeria. But man, if you head to Vietnam, you can scoot around the same distance for 68 cents. In China, you can go 3 times as far as in the US for $1 as you can in the Philippines.
Damn.
In Pakistan, India, and Uzbekistan, you can go way further for $1, with the reason being that so many people on low wages rely on taxi services. With that in mind, if you're not intent on eating in Michelin-starred restaurants in Hanoi's French Quarter, then you can live without hanging with high sauce in Bangkok who've paid 4 times more for their borscht than someone in the US. Or if you don't mind foregoing cheese and wine nights, where only the wealthy dare go in Lagos, you can live pretty cheaply, since many low-wage earners need cheap food, cheap gasoline, and cheap taxis.
I don't know
Russia
about cheap
one
food.
Of those lands of
I don't know
extreme
about that. It
wealth
gets
gaps
sick
too.
as shit.
Moscow was one of the cities mentioned in the survey as being terribly costly, especially if you want to visit swanky clubs. New York City and Hong Kong were also mentioned, but in the latter 2 cities, pretty much everything is expensive.
Yeah.
You can still travel by taxi in Moscow for a really cheap price. In fact, some of the cheapest prices on the planet. Your dollar will get you a short journey. You can drive to the supermarket and for $1 go 3 ways on a bottle of vodka. Pick up a liter of milk while you're there for another $1.
For $1?
As for foods, get yourself 2 kilos of onions for $1, and for another $1, get 2 kilos of tomatoes. Doing pretty much the exact same thing in Hong Kong will cost you about 3 times as much.
There in Moscow
New York
with the
City, you'll likely have to spend 4 times as much for the exact same exciting day out. But let's now think about luxuries that everyone in a country wants.
What?
Even in countries with almost criminal wealth disparities. One of those things is going out to watch a movie. This is where the rich and poor, for once in their life, might end up sitting together.
Yeah.
Although one dude might not have bothered with the insanely expensive bag of popcorn. The Brits watching this know what we're talking about. You can't actually watch a Hollywood movie that has just come out anywhere in the world for $1. Though in Afghanistan, you won't pay much more. If you consider that most theaters in most countries have cheap days, maybe $1 is possible there. Another example is Montreal's Dollar Cinema, where you can watch movies for $1 if you buy enough tickets at the same time and the film isn't a new release.
True.
It's the same in India. You can get some sweet deals if you want to go and watch Bollywood movies. In the city of Chennai, the average cost of a movie ticket is only about 80 cents. Take your family and buy some cheap snacks and you'll likely pay no more than $5. When we say cheap snacks, we mean it. You can get 5 filled pancakes called dosas for $1 if you get them in the street.
See, I ain't with the cheap snack shit.
This is the country
I ain't
where
with
your
that.
dollar
You
goes
get out there
far
getting
and the
sick
array
and
of
shit.
tastes is
I ain't with that.
amazing. On the other side of the world, in the UK, a person with some Indian ancestry might want to take their kids to see a movie. If they do, that trip, according to the UK media, will likely cost them in the region of $140. Add that.
Shoot, I know when I go to the movies with me and my wife, though, I mean, that's not too far off, because when I go to the movies, I like to eat good. All right, I like to eat good when I go to the movies, depending on what movie it is. But really, like, for the most part, when I go to the movies, I like to eat good, all right? So, yeah, I'll probably spend around $60. That's with ticket and food. And if I go to Studio Movie Grill, you know I'm getting me a drinky poo. So, yeah. Or like the Dining AMC. Dining AMC is kind of expensive. So, yeah, I probably spend about $65, $70. Roughly around there. I never spend less than 40.
That to taxi costs.
Unless I'm going by myself.
And you can understand why so many working-class families would rather stay in and watch EastEnders. But then the UK has pretty much built an entire economy for the poor. You have super cheap supermarkets such as Aldi, a place where many grocery snobs wouldn't be seen dead. There you can pick up 3 cans of everyday essentials baked beans for $1. All you need now is bread. You can get 2 full loaves if you buy the Village Bakery brand. The children want cheesy beans, of course, so for $1 you buy a pack of 8 cheese slices made by Emporium Kids. Now you've got a veritable feast for the family.
Bro, $100 you can live for $100 you can live off 2 weeks out there. Or anyway, like, bro, that's crazy.
You can pity all those expats in Asia paying 4 times as much for the same stuff from their Western-style supermarkets. Problem is, if you want to fire up that TV and see what's going on in Albert Square, you'll need some electricity. You may also need to heat your place. The rent alone in the UK can pretty much take up most of someone's wage, and you might only be getting a tiny place. We won't go into how much electricity and gas can get you for $1, but we'll look at utility costs around the world.
Yeah, let's
the UK
see.
comes very high at an average of $218 a month. Israel, Hong Kong, Austria, Slovenia, and Germany are the
I ain't gonna lie. I spend about $200 for my electricity. I use a lot of electricity because I stream and stuff. I got lights on and stuff like that. I use about $200 every month. I ain't gonna lie too. But God damn, I don't have to. I just have to because I stream and got a lot of shit. But dang, you just like a regular working person. $218 is crazy a month for some lights, boy. Sheesh.
The only countries with higher costs.
You're gonna start hitting
US,
that breaker box every time you leave the house.
But also where many houses don't resemble rabbit hutches, the average monthly cost of utilities is $168. Still, according to average house rental costs, the US average is slightly higher than the UK. Both countries are in the top bracket at over $1,000 a month on average. That will, of course,
housing out
sound
here
low
is
to
insane
anyone
now.
here who is from Manhattan
stupid.
or most of London. You can head over to Ecuador or Belarus or Malaysia or Bulgaria and in fact many places around the world and get a much better looking place in a much better looking area for a third of the cost. Your utility bills will also cost much, much less.
If I can get me a decent amount of the size house in a great neighborhood for $333, yo, I'm about to move the hell out of the U.S.
But if
I'm
you
out
live
of here,
in
dog.
Kenya or Bolivia,
I'm out of here.
utilities on average will cost you about 8 times less than the U.S.
For rent?
It's similarly cheap in
$333 for rent. Bro, max, I'm probably spending $1,000 on utilities. Maybe. And it's not even a maybe. Oh my gosh. I'll be the richest mother sucker in the world.
digital nomad havens such as Mexico, Vietnam, Costa Rica, India, Thailand, and Colombia. Remember though, what you save on heating the place you might lose on air conditioning costs. So there you go. We hope we've provided you with some insights that'll help you prepare for your post-lockdown.
Hey man, as always, man, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I learned a lot of shit, man. I got some exploring to do when I go to these countries, you feel me? But as always, man, your boy Killer Kill TV, aka the Do-Rag King. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, run the road to 600 motherfucking subscribers.